I guess you already know I'm Casey, and I'm absolutely honored to be the winner of the 2017 SENIA Award. Thank you so much. I'm actually quite surprised to be in this position and being able to speak for all of you, especially if I look back at where I've come from, which I will give you a look back at where I've come from. So I live in the Philippines, and I moved there with my family when I was starting high school. And I was really happy to move, and I love the Philippines, just so you all know. It was a great place, and we live at a nice spot, so that wasn't a problem. Yeah. So I started at a new school, and after a few months, I was struggling with something I hadn't really experienced before and had no idea how to handle, which later we found out was depression. In the school I was at, there really wasn't much of a support system for any kind of learning needs. So my mental illness wasn't addressed at all. And I feel it's difficult for people without depression to understand how devastating it can be and how it affects like your school life. I went from an A student, like I loved school, through middle school and at the start of 9th grade. And then suddenly I was barely passing and then technically failing. And I'm gonna try my best to explain to you some of what I felt, so maybe you can understand. It didn't happen all at once. For me, it got a little worse every day. Something separated me from the rest of the world, like I was trapped behind walls no one else could see. And anything that gets through to you is muffled and gray. You can hear and see everything that's going on around you, but you just can't reach it. You can't feel it. It's as if you're not even there. Interactions directed at you are blurred and meaningless and empty. It's a continuous ache that inhibits every corner of your body, and it drains you and all of your energy. So I stopped doing schoolwork. I didn't pay attention in class, or didn't attend class also. And I was always either crying or too numb to cry. And it kept getting worse. Psychologically, I can't say I understand how it started, but as a method of relief, or maybe just to feel something, I started hurting myself. And that was when I wasn't too exhausted from depression, which is when I couldn't do anything. I just lied there crying. I was just sitting in misery waiting to die, and I prayed for death. Later on, I planned it as well. Something you should know about being suicidal. Sometimes it's not just wanting death or writing notes and planning. A lot of times it just feels like you're already dying. Somehow in my brain I was dying. It was as if it thought I had some terminal illness and I was going to die anyway. Henceforth, I didn't feel the need to do homework because I wasn't going to graduate, wasn't going to finish the school year. Something was going to happen and I was going to die. I couldn't even picture a future for myself. I mean, if we were thinking of, what you want to be when you're older, where you want to go, anything, I couldn't imagine it. And I didn't have any healthy coping methods at all. Now I've got my art, but that took a while to get to. I didn't have that then. There was something really strange to me about how I was treated by my teachers. In the first couple months at the school, they would ask about my well-being and why I hadn't completed something. And then they just kind of stopped. They stopped asking for homework or for my participation in class. or for my attendance even. And to me, it felt like they'd given up on me, as well as all my classmates. I was kind of ignored and off to the side. I felt like everything had given up on me. And maybe some of them had, I don't know. And for some reason, I'm sure none of you would ever do this, it's just the situation I was in. Although should have been failing their classes, on my report cards they gave me passing grades. I don't know why, but it did not help. I think maybe they were trying to help me, maybe by, if I felt like I could still do it, if I was still passing, I could get through it. But really, it kind of inhibited me from getting help, because someone looking on from the outside, seeing my grades, my parents seeing that my grades were all right, wouldn't have known how bad it was. So after a while, I did start getting help, again seeing a therapist who diagnosed me with major depressive disorder, as well as Asperger's syndrome. Then I switched schools for my junior year, and I was put into a student services group for extra help, and it was an amazing change. Before I had gone into it, I was thinking I was going to be frustrated and annoyed, and I don't know, like, I don't need that help, they can't help me. But they can, and they do very well. So there was this whole new atmosphere of support around me, and I have to admit that the constant reminders and questions about how I was doing, the work, was a bit annoying. And I'm sure your students get annoyed anytime you remind them. But it helps. It really kept me on track. So this new environment, and with the help of medication, led to a significant improvement. Me being here talking to you is significant improvement. So something I want to emphasize to you all as teachers is to really be patient with your student, and definitely don't ignore them. I don't think any of you would do that, but I'm just putting that in there. If you think something's wrong, there probably is something wrong, and you should look into that, even if it's difficult, which it probably will be. There's not a way for it to not be difficult. Even if they seem like they don't care, because for a while I didn't care about anything, you have to help them care. And you have to help them find a way to get back to who they need to be, or who they were. At least for me. I know some people, they're always themselves, and they need help like that, but I needed someone to bring me back out to who I was, because I pretty much lost my personality. So they'll really need to know that you haven't given up on them, and that no one really has, and that you're always going to be there for them even if they're having bad days or if they're not feeling well. So part of the reason I advocate is so that hopefully any student who needs help can get it, even if they don't know how to ask for it. So someone who has really influenced my life is my older sister, Jamie. She was diagnosed with Rett syndrome at 22 months old. And Rett syndrome is a rare neurological disorder occurring in females. The main problem is apraxia, which affects her ability to walk, talk, and use her hands. When we were younger, we were very close. She was my big sister, and she was great, and I always thought she was taking care of me. She never argued with me, never teased me, and she's kept every secret I ever told her. And because of her, I was exposed to many different types of disabilities at a young age. Our family would go to camps for families with disabilities, and my mom had a lot of other friends with disabilities, so that was a lot of exposure that I think helped me. beautiful. Even though she can't talk, if you look into her eyes, you can see that she understands. As my mom once wrote, when she was first diagnosed, she wrote, "She talks with her eyes." And I can't even explain how that is, but she does. She'll look at you and you know exactly what she's trying to say, usually. And it's absolutely amazing. And there's so much more to her than what her body is able to carry out. And I really wish more people could see that. Because sometimes when we look at people, we see a diagnosis or we see the problem instead of the person. And I think we forget that she, or other people, are just as much of a person as any of us. So there's other ways we can advocate. How many were here last year? Kayal? Yeah, I know all of you. All right. So actually, I came here with the SENIA youth. Last year's conference with this lovely group of people. And I think the way they advocate is really inspiring. I mean, I was with the group, but they inspired me so much. I remember we had been talking about our problems and how we got through them and how people could help. And then it kind of hit me that we aren't the only people that we need to advocate for, because we are very capable of advocating for ourselves, but there are a lot of people who aren't. So that trip, I was super inspired to look beyond myself and improve the quality of lives for those with disabilities who were so much less fortunate than us. So I want to take our advocacy to the next level. In addition to raising awareness and verbally advocating, I want to see what else we could do. So after that, I decided we should try more outreach activities that benefit underprivileged kids with special needs. So all the pictures are kids from my local village living in poverty. There are over 20 of them that we know of, because sometimes they're kind of hard to find. They tend to be a bit hidden away. And they do not have the opportunity to go to places that can help them. Some of them can't even attend their local school. Before I had even joined SENIA, my mother, who has such a heart for special needs, she's amazing, had started kind of having events to help them. They would come out to our place. This is kind of where we live. So kind of cool. We would have Miranda snacks. And they really enjoyed it, like the way their faces light up, and they felt like they were being cared about, interacting, and they loved swimming as well. So she would also give them care packages whenever we came. So food, sometimes toys, sometimes donated clothes. And we sent that with them. And just so you know, this girl is absolutely lovely and wonderful, and her name is Thursday. So then after our last year's SENIA conference, I thought maybe our SENIA group could try and get involved with that. So we actually did have a day with everyone there. This is picture showing. You can see us and us. Yep. And they helped out. And most of the kids there have severe physical disabilities. And we spent time talking to them, gave them food, clothes. After the kids had left, we had a little group discussion. And I think a lot of them were pretty inspired. Someone told me they hadn't realized how fortunate they were and were inspired to find more ways to give back. because in international settings, sometimes you don't see how much poverty there is. And I think that was a good experience to see this whole new side of special needs. And they're all very sweet, and I think they have a lot of fun coming out into the nice environment because it's a very natural setting instead of their small homes, which are kind of clustered together. So I think they enjoy that. And then after, apart from SENIA, my family and I organized a Christmas party for the village kids. We had presents, a program, decorations, food, and lots of people helping to give individual attention. It was actually an amazing experience. And you can just see the impact you're having on someone's life. That one day means so much to them. That's my sister Jamie. Oh, okay. She's my favorite. So I always get more pictures of her than anyone else. But, and we had decorated the whole place, and they absolutely loved it. So that was really great to see everybody giving. And we gave them gifts, and it was, I can't say it again, but it's great. So as you've already seen, my favorite form of advocacy is through my art. This mostly relates to mental illnesses, but I feel like I can express how these illnesses feel visually. Hopefully you're supposed to look at the art and feel something that kind of leads into what someone else may be experiencing. If you don't feel that, then try harder. As teachers, you have this tremendous opportunity every day to change the life of struggling kids. And I urge you to take the time to get to know your students, because there's more to them than what meets the eye. And you might not know what they're struggling with. You might not know what's hidden beneath. And I know it's not going to be easy, but they need you there for them. They need you not to give up. They need you to believe in them, and they need you to help them find ways to continue learning and to love learning. You can be that teacher who turns a kid's life around just by patiently and consistently caring. Don't give up on us. After all, if you do, who else do we have? I'd like to end with the words of Nelson Mandela: "Be the change you wish to see in the world."